Curses foiled again!
Curing is a tried and true tradition of humanity since the earliest of era. Wait, curing? Oh, cursing. Well, maybe I do need glasses. Cursing is a tried and true tradition of humanity ever since language existed, or heck, even earlier. I mean, just thinking about someone negatively could be seen as a curse. Cursing people with false life all the way to death has its roots in our lives to this very day. Cursing and such in media with warlocks and witches is now mainstream, but it wasn't always like that. At one point, it was much more of a taboo subject. I mean, the idea of people trying to hurt other people, how dare? I guess that says a lot about today's people. But in Pokemon, cursing isn't all that strange. I mean, it's a magical world after all. Heck, there are ghosts. Just chillin', hanging out, kidnapping and eating kids, whatever. I mean, some of them just eat souls as snacks or slowly burn away at them. And don't even get me started on all of the mediums and ghost trainers, Hex Girl. But I mean, what's a hex and a curse in a world of explosions and fairies? Well, let's go ahead and look at the move curse and all of its strangeties. It's basketball season! Let's start a fantasy league with Pokemon. Dibs on Alolan Exeggutor and, Obstagoon. Obstagoon would be good. Free from fouls, no dunk zone. Wait, maybe Alakazam. Is teleportation traveling? Wait, no, Golurk! It's a 9-foot robot with rocket boots! But speaking of playing with balls, next month is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. This friendly reminder is brought to you by today's sponsor, Manscaped. And what better way to treat yourself than with all their amazing products? Like the Lawnmower 3.0 Body Hair Shaver with ceramic blade and skin-safe technology. It reduces nicks and cuts so well you'd think it was using light screen. Don't wait to rake yourself. Instead, just check yourself and clean up while you're down there with their Crop Mop. So clean and cooling with succulent aloe vera. Plus, in addition to providing the great and easy tools for safe and easy grooming, Manscaped has partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to spread awareness for men's health. And right now, every purchase contributes to the Testicular Cancer Society. Nice! Oh, and did I mention that you get 20% off plus free international shipping with the promo code Lockstin20? How great is that? So head on over to manscaped.com with the link below, and big thanks. The move curse in Pokemon is rather simple. If the user is a ghost type, they take half of their own HP to put a deadly curse upon their enemy, resulting in their death in 4 turns. Or they're fainting in 4 turns. And it shows a nail being hammered into them. What gives with that? Well, it turns out it's based on the Ushi no Toki Mairi, the traditional Japanese method of cursing someone during the Edo period. The name basically means a shrine visit at the hour of the ox, which is similar to what we Westerners would know as the Devil's Hour or the Witching Hour, the wee hours of the morning around 1 to 3 a.m. But this ritual wasn't all secret and behind doors. It was a little more out in the open. Ushi no Toki Mairi is one of the most famous and dreaded black magic spells. The Hour of the Ox is the period of darkest night, when the border between the world of the living and the world of the dead is weakest. During this hour, evil spirits are at their greatest power. And there's a lot to this ritual. Like a lot. First, you must construct a wara ningyo, a straw doll, typically containing a small piece of the intended target's body, a piece of hair, blood, fingernails, or skin, for example. However, some sources say you are even able to just use an image of the target or write their name on paper. This aspect of it may have been the main inspiration for Death Note. Then, once you have your straw doll, you put on the ceremonial dress, a white kimono and obi. You apply thick, white face powder. An upturned trivet is placed on your head, and you attach tapers to its legs and light them. Tall, single-toothed geta are worn on your feet. A mirror is carried over your breast. A dagger is tucked behind the obi, and a comb is held between your teeth. It's really specific. So, sometimes in media, it's depicted in a way that's just enough to get the idea across, rather than all of the specifics. Take this enemy type in Yakuza 7, for example. They're great. They nail you by actually attaching the doll to you, because, obviously a nail's gonna hurt. Once prepared, you must now sneak into a shrine during the Hour of the Ox and approach the shrine's sacred tree. Then, you hammer a long iron nail through the wara ningyo and into the tree, symbolically breaking the barrier barrier between the world of the living and the spirit world. You call out to evil spirits, demons, and yokai to come into the world, wishing for them to place the curse upon your target. And this ritual must be repeated every night for many nights, typically 7, after which the target typically dies in some terrible way. So it's pretty well documented as far as curses go, and because of that, it's pretty well known. In fact, it's not even out of style yet. Here's an example. In January of 2017, a 51-year-old man was arrested on intimidation charges after he left a straw effigy with nails stabbed through it with the name of an arcade owner who snubbed his romantic advances in the same parking lot as the arcade. Japan isn't coy with their curses, and it's because of the yin-yang ideology they have. It's just more acceptable for people to wish pain or suffering on others, just as one would wish for great blessings on others. It's all just human emotion. Work it out. So, in Pokemon, that explains the nail animation, the nailing of the doll to the sacred tree. Then, rather than 7 days, the curse lasts 4 turns. And also, the ghost hurts itself. This is likely for the sake of game balancing. Curse was a bit busted at first, especially if it didn't hurt the user. But maybe there is more to this. Why would the ghosts nail themselves in the game? They aren't sacred trees themselves, after all. I mean, they may be Trevenant, but no. And only one of them is a weird doll puppet thing. It could be that ghosts are just, "Oh, I'm edgy, look at me, self-harm to take you down, I'm so cool." But I want there to be more to this than that. And well, nailing the straw doll isn't in itself the curse. In fact, this same doll, the Wara Ningyo, is actually normally used to ward off evil spirits. It's a protection thing normally. During the Heian period, Wara Ningyo would be placed along the sides of the roads for protection against the plague. It was hoped that the evil spirits which brought the disease would be confused and nest into the straw bodies instead of living human bodies. Yeah, they thought spirits were dumb. Afterwards, the straw dolls would be discarded into a river, which would also purify the evil spirits, because rivers are clean, and the plague definitely wouldn't seep into the water. Different ideas, I guess, but it all relates to making an effigy of somebody else in the form of a doll. Voodoo dolls come to mind, but that's from an opposite side of the planet culture, so I'm not sure its elements are mixed in here. The nail must be the big important factor in the curse then. Stabbing through the effigy, doing an action that would normally kill and attaching it to a symbol of the spirit realm itself, and that's why in Pokemon it's the nail. But still, the ghost Pokemon isn't the nail itself or the effigy. Oh! Well, here's the kicker behind the Ushi no Toki Mairi. It's not perfect. Stories include the cursor having to cross the path over a sleeping ox, and if you hesitated or woke the ox, your curse wouldn't work. And other stories suggest that if you go back on your curse, even by a little bit, you could wind up becoming an Oni filled with rage, which sounds like you die because you kinda do when you become an Oni. It also states that if anyone sees you, you must kill them, no witnesses style, because otherwise the curse can rebound and kill you too. And well, the ghost Pokemon, using curse here, it's being looked at by its trainer and the opposing Pokemon, maybe even the opposing trainer, or an entire audience watching the battle. So no matter what, it backfires a bit and deals a load of damage to it. So cool, there is some logic. It's not just gameplay mechanics getting in the way. So for sure, the ritual of the Ushi no Toki Mairi isn't forgotten. It's still in popular media today, from Pokemon to Junji Ito's anime to Yakuza. The idea of the Ushi no Toki Mairi is still going strong. But then what the heck is with the non-ghosts doing the stat switcheroo? Like, when a non-ghost type Pokemon uses Curse, the move is completely different. It's like not even the same move. The user's speed stat will drop by 1 stage, and its attack stat and defense stat will rise by 1 stage each, basically trading speed for attack and defense. What's the deal with that? Well, I guess not being a ghost means they don't have a connection to the spirit world, which means they wouldn't be able to do the whole curse thing. But still. Well, it's a joke. No, really. It's just one that gets lost in translation. In Japanese, the word for curse, noroi, is the same as their word for slow, noroi. It all just depends on the kanji used. So it's all just because of a pun, a joke, and one that's lost through translation, unfortunately. But here, if you want an explanation, I like the idea of the non-ghost Pokemon saying a naughty word, and thus cursing, which gets their blood pumping and causes their attack and defense to raise because they get more prepared for this battle. But their speed is lowered as because they got too focused on their opponent. It's very American style cursing.
Boy, cowgirl, how the are you doing? Are you kids on your way home from school or something like that? Why don't you two buy a hot dog from me, Mr. Kohei?
Ah, jeez. Well, until next time, never stop using your noggin.